Hello guys, today I want to show you my Metalfoes deck with the new support. I played a couple of winner mats at the Remote Invitational Qualifier and it did pretty well. I will show you a couple of combos at the end to showcase you how why I run certain cards and how certain interactions work. But let's start with the deck itself. First of the monsters, I play two Melcaster. This is one of the new Metalfoes. The scale effect is the same as the vanilla monsters, and if it's popped itself, I can add a Metalfoes monster that's face up in the extra deck to my hand, but I can't put it in the scale the same turn. But it does generate advantage to fusion summon or pendulum summon. Only 2 servant, 3 gold driver. Then the high scales, 2 Volflame, only 1 Bismugear. Bismugear is one of the worst Metalfoes because you can't pendulum summon it, but you do run 1 because you can search it with combination, and then 2 Steelen. I don't max out on all of these because I have ways to search them, and the other stuff does get me to the scales if I need it. So I don't have to physically run the most of the Metalfoes monsters themselves. Those are all the Metalfoes monsters we play. Then the good stuff cards. 3 Rescue Rabbit. Rescue Rabbit is insane in this deck. Then we run the Clifford engine. That's also really nice. And then you probably know this combo already. The Despot 001. You know, you summon with Halqifibrax and then go into Auroradon. I will show you a combo and why this is good in this deck. And then the other tech card I run. This is Magical Libra. This is a vanilla monster and it is a tuner and it is level 4. So it really synergizes well with the rest of the deck. Because unlike things like Sangan, where you go into Almirage, search the tuner that you can special summon from the hand to go into a Halqifibrax, you can summon Magical Libra off of Rescue Rabbit. So Rescue Rabbit is a Halqifibrax combo, and you don't have to run extra bricks like Sangan, for example. Also, you can pendulum summon it back. It doesn't go to the graveyard like a Sangan would. Also, it is level 4, so you can go into Dweller or something like that. It is a pendulum monster itself, so you can go into Mithrilium, and it also synergizes with the spell cards, which I will show you in a minute. Then we run hand traps, 3 Ash Blossom, because Ash Blossom is the best hand trap, and 3 Gamma and a driver. Gamma is really good in this deck because you can ensure that your Clifford Scout resolves. You can ensure that your Rescue Rabbit resolves, and you can also ensure that your Unexpected Die, your Emergency Teleport resolves, and all that's really nice. Also, talking about the spell cards, Unexpected Die can also summon Magical Libra, and Emergency Teleport can summon Psyframe Gamma. So these two are also enablers for the Halqifibrax combo. Then 1 Painful Decision. Painful Decision is the most versatile card in this deck. You can search a high scale, you can search a low scale, and you can search Magical Libra. But I don't like running 2 of these because it's a hard once per turn, and I really don't like bricking Then 3 Summoner's Art. Summoner's Art is also very flexible. You can search your Scout or your high scale Wolfflame. So it's also pretty nice. Then you run 3 Pot of Prosperity. If you don't have Pot of Prosperity, there's no problem with running Pot of Desires instead. So 3 Pot of Desires would do just as well. And then the Metalfoes cards, we run 1 full Metalfoes fusion, 1 regular Metalfoes fusion, and a Para-Metalfoes fusion, and the 1-off combination. Para-Metalfoes fusion is really nice. You can fusion summon using cards from your extra deck, which generally results in the second Alcahest. So the support was really nice. It didn't break the deck, but it was really good. Then the extra deck, we run 2 Alcahest. The third one never comes up, but you almost always summon 2. Then 2 Mithrilium, 1 would be fine. So you could take out the other for something else you want to play. Then 1 Orichalc. Orichalc is just another good fusion monster. It does double piercing damage, and that's really nice. Then Utopia and Utopia the Lightning. You run this because otherwise you'd have no out to Dragoon. And you can summon, it only requires 2 level 4 monsters, so you have a bunch of these, so it shouldn't be really difficult to get this out to out Dragoon. Then we run 1 Abyss Dweller for the first turn setup, and Nova and Infinity because we run the Cliffords. Then of course 1 Hulk of Fibrex and an Auroradon. I will show the combo in a minute. And then another card that's really important is Link Spider. The thing with Link Spider is that it enables your Hulk of Fibrex combos too, because it can summon Magical Libra from the hand. So if you have any Metalfoes monster in your hand, you can just normal summon it, go into Link Spider, and Link Spider special summons Magical Libra from your hand, and then you have your Hulk of Fibrex combo. And the last 2 cards, 1 Omega for the Psyframe Gamma, so you can run anything else if you want to. And then the 1 Herald of the Arclight, this is for your Hulk of Fibrex combo. It's another negate, it's really good. That's it for the deck. Things you could run are, for example, Metalfoes Counter and Vanisher. If you summon Vanisher, you can banish a card from on your opponent's side of the field or in the graveyard, and Counter can summon Vanisher on the opponent's turn. But the thing is that Counter always relies on your opponent to destroy a card, so I've seen myself brick with these more than it helped me, so I cut them. But if you want to try them out, it's not terrible. Then you could consider Super Poly, and of course the 2 non-effect fusion monsters. But the thing is, fusion Super Poly is really great at outing stuff, but it costs you 3 cards, and that's too much, I think, in this meta especially, because it does nothing against Vanity's Ruler, and against Calamities it does also nothing. So I cut it. But it's there if your locals is if it's good at your locals, you can definitely try it out. Also, what you can try out is the Odd Eyes engine. The Odd Eyes Meteor Burst summons a card from your scale. So what you could do is with Magical Libra, for example, Magical Libra plus an Auroradon token would be level 7. So you can summon a Meteor Burst, and then you summon a Scale, and that could be either Volflame or Malcassa. Both are level 7. And then you can go into Absolute Dragon, and then you destroy Absolute Dragon and go into your Vortex Dragon. But the thing is, it barely came up. I already run 2 engines that can put up negates and generate advantage, and that's a lot more flexible than these cards. Summoning 2 level 7 monsters barely comes up at this point, because you always want to go into the Harker Fibrax combo to do more stuff than just putting up 1 negate. But you can definitely try it out. So that's it for the deck profile. Now we'll show you a couple of the combos you can do with this deck. This is a really good hand, but it works fine if you just draw Clifford Scout or Rescue Rabbit, but I wanted to show you both in one combo. Okay, so what you do here is you activate Clifford Scout, you search your Monolith, and you need 2 different scales, so you can actually pendulum summon them. Then you activate 1 scale, you pop the Scout, and then you first set your Metalfoes fusion. It's important to first set this one, because if you get interrupted, at this point you can always put out 1 Alcahest at the very least. Then the other scale, and then you pendulum summon 3. You have to be careful to only pendulum summon 3, because if you already have the Clifford engine, you can play around Nibiru with this. So you have 3 cards, pendulum summon 3. Your 4th summon will be Nova, and your 5th summon will be Infinity. So there's no way your opponent can Nibiru you if you have the Clifford engine. Okay, so now that we are protected from hand traps, we can banish the Rescue Rabbit to summon 2 Magical Libra. The 2 Magical Libra will then go into Harker Fibrax. And Harker Fibrax will summon your Despot, and then you just go into your Auroradon, and you summon these. Okay, I need space. And then you summon back the Despot 001. Okay, and here comes the interesting part. Here you do something different than usually. You will activate the effect of Metalfoes Gold Driver to pop the Bismugear. Then you set the combination, and you declare Bismugear, obviously. So you search in the end phase, and then you can activate Auroradon's effect, tribute itself to destroy the combination, and then combination will trigger and search you another Metalfoes monster. You search another high scale. You're best off with Volflame. Okay, then you can use your Metalfoes fusion. You can fusion summon 1 token and the Bismugear from the extra deck into your first Alcahest. Then you activate your Volflame, you pop your other scale, and you set full Metalfoes fusion. Then you go into your level 4 Synchro, which is Herald of the Arclight, and then in the end phase you search another monster. At this point, you search for a low scale, because you already have a high scale, and if your board survives, you can pendulum summon next turn. Okay, so what that gave you was 2 negates. This is a semi-floodgate, 1 Alcahest, and if you really need it, you can fusion summon the Metalfoes monster you just searched and the token, or you can fusion summon 1 Alcahest after you used it with the token to summon another Alcahest. So this combo gave you 2 Alcahests and 2 negates. Now I show you what you can do with just the vanilla monsters and a magical library. Okay, in this instance, you can first normal summon your Metalfoes monster. You have to be careful, well, it should be obvious, but you have to be careful to keep a high scale and a low scale in hand, so you can pendulum summon later on. Then you go in with your Metalfoes monster into Link Spider. Link Spider will summon the magical Libra, and then you go into your Halka-Fibrax combo. You summon Despot 001, you go into Auroradon, summon the Despot back, and here we are. If you did not pendulum summon before you summoned Auroradon, you have to be careful to not summon the Despot in a zone where Auroradon points to, because you will leave 1 open and summon a token in another zone, so you can pop 1 token and then have these 2 zones open to summon both monsters from your extra deck. Okay, that's what we were going to do. We activate the 2 scales, then use the gold driver to pop 1 token, and then we will first set the Metalfoes fusion. Then we will pendulum summon these 2, and then we will activate Wolfflame on Gold Driver to set your combination. And then we can activate Auroradon, pop the combination, and search another Metalfoes monster. You can search your Bismugears, because if it's in the scale, it has the most value, because if it's popped, you can search a card in the end phase. Then you activate Bismugear, pop the Wolfflame, and set another fusion spell. Okay, and at this point you can use the regular Metalfoes fusion, because you have enough set up to summon both Alcahests right away. So you activate your Metalfoes fusion first to fusion summon these 2 into your first Alcahest, and you activate the Metalfoes fusion to use the token and 1 Metalfoes monster in your extra deck for your second Alcahest, and then you go into the Arclight. Okay, and then you can shuffle back the Metalfoes fusion and draw another card. So this combo gives you 2 Alcahest and a negate, and you have drawn a card. I really hope you enjoyed this deck profile. I hope I could show you some more unique combos you can do with this deck. Feel free to try out anything you want. I really like about this deck is that it's so versatile. You can play different variants, and it's always really fun. Okay, see you next time.